Well, thank you so much, John. It's great to be here at the fabulous Fitzgerald Theater. So much history here, so much history. But hey, let's not go into that right now. I've got to.
Patton is brought to you by the James L. Knight Foundation.
Yes, thank you so much. And I'm just going to read a short section of this book, and I hope you guys like laughter and hot air balloons. All right. This is. I have to fight to not fall into the public radio voice. I so don't want to.
Every day of my life,
really?
dude. Yeah.
So Joyce Carol Oates has some thoughts coming up about. If you like tu-bishvat millet recipes, you'll want to stay tuned for.
Do we have anybody from HR here tonight? Could we?
This is an excerpt from a chapter called Mary C. Runfola Explains Her Gifts. This is my grandmother, the late Mary C. Runfola, who was an awesome person and gave the most nonsensical, near hallucinatory gifts I've ever received in my life. And it was so clear that she was happy. She was way more excited to explain why she's giving you the gift than experiencing the joy of giving you something that actually applied to you. And so here we go. For my 8th birthday, I received a picture of Chuck Yeager signed to someone named Jimmy. And she really gave me this. Well, I know how much you like that Space Battles movie, and I thought, yes, all right, dear, Star Wars. So, anyway, I was at this rummage sale, and they had a table. Well, one man there had a table, and I don't think he was with the rummage sale people because he had his table set up a little bit off to the side. Well, he had 2 tables. One table was all these photographs of celebrities, and the other table had a large beach towel over it, and I couldn't see what was under the beach towel, but I was standing there looking at the different pictures, and every now and then, a young man would come up to the man selling pictures, and all these young men either had these really close crew cuts or blonde hair, and they looked as if a punch in the face could get up and walk around and wear clothing. And the man selling pictures would let them lift the towel, and it looked like all these knives and Nazi stuff, and the punch-in-the-face man would buy a knife or a patch. Maybe they were actors buying props for a stage show. Oh, but anyway, Chuck Yeager, well, you like yes, dear, Star Wars. Well, you like that movie so much, and did you know Chuck Yeager was kind of a space pilot, like that Han Solo fellow? Yes, I know Han Solo. Your grandmother didn't just fall off the pickle truck. Han Solo and Mr. Spock and Robbie Robot and everyone else in that movie. Well, the signature meant that Chuck Yeager actually held this photo, which makes it even more valuable. For my 11th birthday, I got the cassette case the cassette case for AC/DC's For Those About to Rock with a Best of Steppenwolf cassette inside of it. Here's Grandma Runfola. Well, you wouldn't believe it. There was a blind box sale where you buy a box for 50 cents and you get whatever's in it. Except this box had been under a leaky drain pipe, so one of the corners was soaked and kind of caving in. So I talked the man down to a dime. Can you imagine? Inside there were 12 baby bibs that I gave to your cousin Jesse. Maybe he could wipe something down with them in the summer. And then there was this cassette, and it looks like a rock band. Well, when I opened it up, there was only half a cassette, and these 3 big dead beetles, which I guess eat plastic, or maybe not because it's almost like they ate the plastic and then died. But then this other cassette was in the box inside a bag of marbles, so I put it inside this case. It's got Wolf in the name of the band, and on the case there's a cannon, and what's more rock and roll than a wolf and a cannon about to shoot? For my 25th birthday, I got a lantern shaped like an owl. I really did.
Nice.
Lantern shaped like an owl. Do you remember the Frasers? They had the daughter who did gymnastics and the son who went to college and kept hugging other boys, and now he's a swimming coach. Well, they knew these people who were having an estate sale last summer, so we all went out there, me and the two Fraser parents, not their kids. So we get there, and it turns out the estate sale was the day before, and we'd driven all this way. We couldn't believe it. So on the way back, driving back home, we see this antique shop, and it's the most hodgepodge-looking place I think I ever saw. And we go in, and I got this lovely hourglass that on the one side looks like an egg, but the other side of the glass is square, like a box. And Jeannie, that's Mrs. Fraser, she bought a flag for a country. I think it was Iceland. And Mr. Fraser didn't buy anything, but he loved all these old toy soldiers they had, only he said, I don't have the space to keep them anywhere, but he sure loved them. And when we left, it was raining, and we weren't too sure about going down the road we were on because it was getting muddy. So we stopped at a Hardee's, and when we were sitting down with our sandwiches, I realized I'd left the hourglass back at the store. So we asked the Hardee's if we could use their phone since it was a local call, and they were so nice. And we called, and the man from the shop drove all the way down to the Hardee's and gave me the hourglass. He was the nicest man. You could tell the people at the Hardee's knew him, and he must be popular, which is no surprise, seeing how he treats his customers. The owl I bought at a Rite Aid. And then, finally, for my 30th birthday, your mother said to get you a Banana Republic gift certificate. I know, I miss her presents.
Yeah.
I miss them.